Welcome to this Pride of Dakota feature. As we head into the harvest season, you might be looking for a great fundraiser for your group or organization. You might even be one of those looking to do something with that surplus of extra apples you have lying around. In this feature, we'll visit with Pride of Dakota member Maple River Winery about how you can make some money for your group and make sure those extra apples don't go to waste. Maple River Winery is a North Dakota-based winery started in 2002 by Greg and Susan Kempel in Castleton, North Dakota. With over 200 locally made products available, they have something for every taste. Owner Greg Kempel joins us in the studio. Greg, welcome.
Hey, good afternoon.
So Greg, tell me a little bit about the Maple River Apple Harvest. Why did you start this?
Well, each year we need to bring in apples from all four corners of the state to make our award-winning wines and spirits.
How long have you been doing this?
We started bringing apples in 2002.
Okay, was this something that you saw as a need? I mean, how did you first come up with this idea?
Well, when we started, rather than growing our own fruit, we said, why reinvent the wheel? Why not just pay people for the fruit? By law, 51% has to be North Dakota grown fruit for our winery and distillery.
Oh, okay. So what's the process then of people? I mean, how do they bring them in and where do you store them and that kind of thing?
It's a fun event. Rather than waiting till the first hard freeze, we bring them in the last week in September. We have a wide variety of people. We have retired people bringing fruit in. We have parents, families, kids, even organizations for fundraisers.
So you literally have people showing up with like truckloads of apples?
We have anywhere from 50 pounds of apples on up to 8,000 to 10,000 pounds of apples at a time.
And where do you store these apples then?
All in the alley behind the winery where we grind them and press the juice out.
So do you bring, I mean, is it a wide variety of apples? I mean, do you get like green apples and do you get, crab apples, or do you take any kind of apple?
About 3 years ago, we came up with our own designation. The key is to use North Dakota apples. So rather than when someone says, well, I only have Haraldsons or I have green apples, we have a new designation called North Dakota apples, which means if they're growing on a tree in North Dakota, we'll bring them in.
Okay, sounds good. So what is your goal? You've been doing this now for 10 years. What's the goal this year for apples?
Last year, we were in the high 20,000s for poundage. This year, our goal, 40,000 pounds of apples.
40,000 pounds of apples.
Put all those apples together and they'll stretch 14 miles long.
And you're going to have all those in the alleyway behind the winery?
Yeah, we start bringing them in Monday morning, and then Monday night we start pressing them out. Hopefully we get them all done by Friday.
So as people are bringing them in, you're processing them. I suppose you go into this like high production mode then.
We do. The problem is we don't do it during the day. We have to start about 4:30, 5 o'clock. The first year we started in the morning, and you wouldn't believe the amount of bees that love that apple juice.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, so we wait till dark, and that works out good because that way people can come by and watch.
Oh, so you have some special tours then set up. Someone can come by and watch how apples process into wine then? We
don't call them a tour. What we say is they come visit us.
Okay.
What we do is we have an area in the alley where they can come park. We throw in a roaster of hot dogs and some hot apple cider, of course,
Sure.
for those chilly nights. And last year we went from about 4 p.m. till about midnight, and this year we're either going to go that long or else we might add a second shift.
Wow, so people can get involved in the process and sort of we turn it into a party for a week.
It's fascinating to see that. We grind the apples up first into a pulp, and then we press the juice out with a big bladder press, about a 55-gallon bladder press. We'll take the juice and make our award-winning wines and spirits with that, and then all the pulp that's left over, that'll go feed area cattle.
So you mentioned earlier about fundraising for groups and organizations. Tell me a little bit about that.
Every organization I know in the state is always looking to make some money, and it's great because there's always some people that, I have a bunch of apple trees, but I don't have time to pick them and bring them to the winery. So we've had organizations from, all over the state say, hey, I want to help raise some money for this organization, whether it's a dance group, whether it's a school group, whether it's an FFA chapter. So many groups are always looking at raising money. We had one group bring in over 6,000 pounds of apples last year. And, they walked home with a check for over $1,500.
Oh, that's awesome. So how much do you pay then for the apples?
We pay 25 cents a pound. So that's a great fundraiser, and there's not many fundraisers out there that can make $1,500 in a weekend.
Absolutely, and it's good exercise, and it's easy to do, and you're kind of taking care of a lot of needs. It's a win-win-win. It's a win for the person that owns the apples, and what a great situation that you have. So if someone has more questions or would like to contact you, what are the different ways that they can contact you, Greg?
Just about any way they feel comfortable, whether they can email me at greg@mapleriverwinery.com, give me a call on the phone at 701-347-5900, our website, northdakotawinery.com, or you can check us out on Facebook or Twitter. Facebook's Maple River Winery and Twitter is Maple River Wine.
Excellent. Well, Greg, good luck with your event, and thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Scott.
For more information on this Pride of Dakota featured member, or to find other feature podcast episodes, visit our website at prideofdakota.com or join the conversation at facebook.com/Pride of Dakota.